For years, Willie Robertson charmed audiences with his wit and wisdom on the hit show Duck Dynasty. But behind the scenes, he was grappling with a heartbreaking tragedy that few knew about. From heartbreaking losses to tragic attacks, Willie has been faced with challenges that have tested his resilience and strength. But what tragedy has plagued him for so long, and how has he managed to keep going despite the pain? Join us as we delve into the heartbreaking tragedy of Willie Robertson, the rise of a reality star. Willie Jess Robertson was born on April 22, 1972, in Bernice, Louisiana, just 2 days before his father Phil Robertson turned 26. Growing up in a tight-knit family, Willie was the third of 5 kids. He had 2 older brothers named Alan and Jace, a younger sister named Phyllis, and a younger brother named Jeb. Since he was very young, Willie was taught about hunting, fishing, and living outdoors, all important values in the Robertson family. Willie's father, Phil, started Duck Commander, a small business that made handmade duck calls. The business began in a simple shed where Phil made calls out of cedar wood. The duck calls became known for their high quality, leading to an increase in demand. Willie and his brothers frequently assisted with various tasks at Duck Commander, such as making calls and handling calls. This allowed Willie to gain a good understanding of how the business operated as he grew up. Willie was different from his brothers, as he was more interested in the business aspect rather than outdoor activities and hunting. After finishing high school, he went to Harding University in Arkansas, a private Christian university. He later switched to Northeast Louisiana University and earned a degree in business. His education was a crucial moment for both him and his family, as it equipped him with the skills and knowledge to elevate Duck Commander to new levels. After Willie started working for the company on a permanent basis, he used his business expertise to grow Duck Commander in ways his father never thought possible. He updated how the company operated, upgraded how they marketed their products, and concentrated on strengthening the brand. Thanks to his leadership, Duck Commander evolved from a small family business to a highly successful empire worth millions. In addition to selling duck calls, they also began offering clothing, gear, and videos. Their popularity spread beyond Louisiana, attracting fans all over the country who love the outdoors. The big moment happened in 2012 when the A&E reality TV show Duck Dynasty first aired. The show focused on the Robertson family and combined humor, faith, and Southern charm. Willie was a key figure on the show, known for his calm yet firm leadership and dedication to his family. Viewers found him easy to relate to. Duck Dynasty quickly became very popular, with millions of people watching each week. The Robertson family became well known across the country. When the 4th season premiere of Duck Dynasty was aired, it was already one of the most successful reality shows in cable TV history. The episode garnered 11.8 million viewers, setting a record for a non-fiction cable series. People liked the show because of its positive message, funny moments, and emphasis on family values. This was uncommon in today's TV shows, and viewers respected the genuine nature of the Robertson family on screen. However, Willie did not just stop with his previous business ventures. He started a new company in 2006 called Buck Commander, which focused on deer hunting. Similar to his first business, Buck Commander sold hunting equipment and produced DVDs featuring hunting trips. The brand even had its own TV show on the Outdoor Channel called Buck Commander Protected by Under Armour. Willie's love for nature and sharp business skills enabled him to create another prosperous brand. Willie not only runs 2 major companies and has a TV show, but he also explores other opportunities in the media industry. He and his eccentric Uncle Si guest starred on an episode of the TV show Last Man Standing. Additionally, he had a small role in the Christian movie God's Not Dead, where he appeared with his wife, Corey Robertson. In the film, Willie discusses faith and the importance of his relationship with Jesus Christ. Towards the end of the movie, he delivered an encouraging message to the audience during a concert scene, urging them to spread the message of faith. Later on, his daughter Sadie Robertson appeared in the sequel to the film, further increasing the family's involvement in faith-based media. In 2014, Willie was asked to go to President Obama's State of the Union speech by Representative Vance McAllister. This moment showed how much progress he had made, from working in a duck call workshop to being at the United States Capitol. In 2021, Willie was on the 6th season of The Masked Singer, pretending to be Mallard. People were shocked and impressed to see the outdoorsman sing and dance on TV. Even though he did not win, Willie showed he was willing to try new things and have fun. However, along with the fame came several tragedies. The shooting that shattered their peace. In April 20th, a scary incident disrupted the peaceful atmosphere at Willie Robertson's Louisiana estate, who is a famous personality from the TV show Duck Dynasty. A drive-by shooting occurred unexpectedly during what was supposed to be a calm and secure afternoon. This incident not only startled the Robertson family, but also their numerous fans. The family was spending time together at their estate in West Monroe at the beginning of the pandemic, seeking solace in each other's presence. However, their sense of comfort was quickly replaced with fear and shock. The Ouachita Parish Sheriff's Office confirmed that several gunfires were fired at the Robertson property. A white and brown Ford F-250 pickup truck drove by and someone inside started shooting, firing around 8 to 10 rounds. 2 homes on the property were hit, including the house where John Luke Robertson lived with his family. Fortunately, no one was injured despite 5 people being inside the second home when it was hit. Willie Robertson later informed the authorities that the shooting happened shortly after some family members had been outside. Willie mentioned that he had gone to the store just before the gunfire started. The incident occurred suddenly, giving the family little time to understand what had happened. The emotional impact of realizing they had narrowly escaped a tragedy stayed with them. The family had gathered at the estate to stay safe during the pandemic. Sadie Robertson, the daughter of Willie, and her husband were there with many other relatives. Sadie became more famous after being on Dancing with the Stars. She later said they were scared when they realized how close the bullets came to hitting someone. No one was outside at the time, but they had been just a few minutes earlier. The close call left everyone feeling very uneasy. Police responded promptly following the shooting. The culprit was named as Daniel King Jr., a 38-year-old man. He was taken into custody and put in jail at the Ouachita Correctional Center. King was accused of aggravated violence through a drive-by firing. Deputies stated that King confessed to shooting the gun from his truck. He also mentioned that he had been drinking vodka and was testing the gun safety. It was disclosed that a minor was in the vehicle at the time of the shooting, raising more worries about the reckless and dangerous behavior of the incident. Even though King was taken into custody, information regarding additional people who might have been in the vehicle with him was not made public right away. Law enforcement prioritized safeguarding the Robertson family. Restraining orders were put in place to prevent King from coming near the family, especially John Luke, his spouse, and their small child. The legal measures aimed to provide some safety and comfort to the family as they attempted to recover from the distressing incident. Willie Robertson, the CEO of Duck Commander, talked about the event that occurred. He mentioned that the family was affected by what happened. He explained that the incident seemed random, as if someone was shooting bullets everywhere. The randomness of the situation made it scarier, as it meant anyone could have been injured at any time. Sadie Robertson and Corey Robertson, who is married to Willie Robertson, both talk about their feelings after the incident. Sadie said they were grateful to be safe and not hurt. She mentioned how scary the incident was and how it affected them emotionally. Corey also thanked everyone for their prayers and support. The shooting was a reminder for the Robertson family of how life can change suddenly. The situation was very emotional because the estate had always been a place of family peace and tradition. The family had spent holidays, filmed parts of their show, and raised their children there. It was devastating to have that sense of safety taken away by gunfire. Even though the family was not physically hurt, the emotional impact was huge. In the weeks after the incident, the family tried to find peace and comfort. They supported each other and relied on their beliefs to overcome the pain. Their supporters sent messages of encouragement that they found helpful during the challenging period. How do you think Willie was able to navigate the challenges and controversies that came with his fame and faith? Do you think he handled them well? Fame, faith, and public controversy. In 2013, a GQ interview caused a stir in the Robertson family. Phil Robertson, the head of the Duck Dynasty clan, made remarks about same-gender relationships and race that stirred up controversy. The interview was supposed to promote their reality show, but instead led to heated discussions, splitting opinions worldwide. Some found Phil's views offensive, while others argued he had the right to express his Christian beliefs openly. The fallout was swift and serious, with some companies and groups distancing themselves from the family and others calling for repercussions. The situation became a huge issue in the media, taking attention away from the show that made the family well known. In the midst of all confusion, Willie Robertson, who is Phil's son, stepped up to defend his father. Willie, who is the CEO of Duck Commander, the family's business, was experienced in managing the relationship between public image and business success. He realized that the family's reputation, which was based on honesty and faith, could be damaged if they did not handle the situation carefully. However, he also knew the importance of supporting his father and the family's values, even if it meant dealing with public criticism. Willie had to use his leadership skills during the crisis. He worked hard to protect his family's reputation and keep their business running smoothly, while also addressing what the public was worried about. Willie supported his father's right to express his opinions, highlighting how important religious freedom and their Christian faith were to the Robertson family. He made it known that his father's remarks were based on personal beliefs, and he made sure to say that the family was against hate. Willie also pointed out that the success of their show was not just due to controversy, but also because of the values they believed in as a family: love, faith, and respect for each other. However, facing critics and standing up for his father was not easy. The family had to decide if they would still do business with companies that were backing away due to Phil's controversial remarks. The situation was very stressful. Big-name brands like A&E, the channel that aired Duck Dynasty, put Phil on hold, causing a rift among the family and the public. Willie had to carefully navigate between honoring his father's opinions and safeguarding the family's reputation. Willie also had to think about how faith influenced their reactions to the controversy. The Robertsons' faith was central to their lives, and they believed in kindness, humility, and forgiveness. They saw their beliefs as more than just a business tactic, but as guiding principles. Despite facing difficulties, they were committed to using their platform to promote these values. The public had mixed opinions. A lot of supporters of the Robertsons stood by Phil and believed he had the right to express his thoughts. They felt that the controversy was a harm on their beliefs and principles, and they showed their backing for the family by posting messages of unity on social media. However, there were also critics who thought Phil's remarks were damaging and encouraged close-mindedness. They wanted there to be repercussions, urging Dynasty to take more decisive action and requesting an apology from the family. The issue soon turned into a battleground for broader discussions about freedom of speech, religion, and LGBTQ+ rights. Even though they were under pressure, Willie and his family stuck to their beliefs. They refused to say sorry for what they believed in and stayed strong in their faith while also trying to find common ground with those who had different views. Willie especially put in a lot of effort to make sure that their actions aligned with their values. He was determined not to let the controversy define them, but instead to focus on the positive impact they had made through their TV show and business. Despite facing difficult situations, Willie knew that the family's reputation was not just about money or fame. It was about being true to themselves and their principles. The event made the family more united, reinforcing their determination to keep working and hold on to their beliefs. Willie, who had always prioritized expanding the family business and securing their financial stability, now faced a challenge to his leadership abilities in a different way. His responsibility was no longer just about growing the family's reputation. It was about safeguarding their values in a time of division in society. The conflict between fame and faith was noticeable, and the stress to stay true to their beliefs was a heavy burden on him. Ultimately, the family's strength in overcoming difficulties showed how resilient they were. The backlash against Phil's remarks did not harm the family or their reputation. Instead, it reinforced their image in the public eye, with many viewing them as a symbol of steadfast belief in tough times. Even though the controversy was challenging, it became a crucial point in the family's story, demonstrating their ability to handle fame, faith, and business with poise and determination. Willie's handling of the situation showed how tricky it can be to balance personal beliefs with how others see you. The family gained important insights about the impact of their fame, the significance of staying true to their beliefs, and the importance of protecting their reputation without changing who they are. Despite being tough, the experience brought them closer as a family and reinforced their dedication to their beliefs, influencing their future in reality TV and beyond. But what other challenges did Willie face? Raising a diverse family in a divided world. Willie and Corey Robertson, known from Duck Dynasty, have talked about raising a family with different races in the South. Their adventure began when they adopted their son Will Robertson Jr., who is biracial, when he was only 5 weeks old. They were told that adopting a biracial child would speed up the process because it was difficult to find homes for such children in the South. As Will got older, He started to see that he was different from his family. When he looked in the mirror, he noticed that his skin was a bit darker, although he did not fully grasp what that meant at the time. Going to school and being the only black student in his class made him think about his racial identity and led to moments of self-reflection. The Robertsons have talked about the difficulties they had because of racism. They talked about getting mean comments from viewers who did not think or belonged in their family, showing the discrimination they faced. These situations were especially hard for Corey, who was shocked and sad when she experienced racism, especially during events like the Charlottesville incident. The Robertsons accepted Rebecca into their family along with Will. Rebecca arrived in the U.S. from Taiwan as a 16-year-old exchange student. She did not know English then, but she grew close to the Robertson family over time. Corey mentioned they instantly liked her and later asked her to stay for her senior year of high school. Rebecca became like a daughter to the family as their relationship grew stronger. Rebecca has talked about her experiences with racism. She remembered a time when she experienced anti-Asian racism during the pandemic. While having dinner at a restaurant with her family, she heard hurtful comments that upset her. The Robertsons believe that love, acceptance, and understanding are crucial in creating a diverse family. They promote a world where people are valued for who they are, not their skin color. But one tragedy that truly shook Willie was the loss of his family members in an accident. Do you think you'll be able to cope with the emotional toll of this loss? Keep on watching to find out more. The Robertson family's heartbreaking loss. In August 2023, the Robertson family from Duck Dynasty experienced a tragic event when two young children in their family, Bryn and Harrison Thompson, passed away in a car accident. The children were only 9 and 7 years old, making it a devastating loss for the family. The crash took place on a peaceful morning in Rayville, Louisiana. Casey Thompson, the mother of the children, was driving them to school in a large vehicle. Bryn and Harrison were in the back, while Hayes, who is 8 years old, was in the front. They were probably chatting, giggling, and preparing for a typical day at school. However, that day turned out to be life-changing. As they drove down the road, a big semi with a grain trailer behind it approached them from the back. It did not slow down in time and hit their SUV from behind. The impact of the crash was very powerful. The vehicle caught on fire quickly. Casey and Hayes were rescued from the front of the car. They made it through with injuries that were not life-threatening. Unfortunately, Bryn and Harrison couldn't be rescued as the fire spread to the back seat. The family was deeply upset. Brighton Robertson, who was married to Reed Robertson, the nephew of Willie Robertson, was the children's aunt. She had played a big role in raising them, cared for them as her own, and shared many special moments with them. The sadness affected every member of the Robertson family. Willie Robertson, the CEO of Duck Commander and the main figure in Duck Dynasty, felt the same sadness as everyone else. Even though he wasn't the children's actual uncle, Willie had watched them grow up, have fun, and play during family get-togethers. The Robertsons were always a tight-knit family. They spent holidays together, prayed together, and supported each other through tough times. This tragedy brought a new kind of sorrow that they had never experienced before. Willie was famous for his unwavering belief in God and his peaceful demeanor, yet he found it difficult to comprehend why such a terrible event had taken place. The deaths of two young people seemed especially harsh. He remained by his brother Jace Robertson's side and provided comfort to Reed and Brighton. He ensured that the family stayed together even during their time of grief. The Robertson family always found strength in their faith, but now they were faced with a serious challenge that tested their beliefs. Rather than seeking explanations, they decided to support each other, pray silently, and remember Bryn and Harrison in special ways. They found comfort in each other, and their love grew stronger even in moments of silence. Willie showed his support and care for the family in a calm and consistent manner. He did not try to make big speeches or provide explanations for things that couldn't be understood. Instead, he remained close to the family, letting them know they had his support. He shared in their sorrow, assisting with small tasks and ensuring that no one was overlooked. During this difficult time, he emphasized the importance of facing grief together rather than rushing through it alone. The family was not only sad about the accident, but also realized how short life is. Their perspective on each day shifted. The children in the family became more reflective and subdued. Celebrations and family gatherings felt different without Bryn and Harrison. Their absence was felt in every moment of joy and prayer. In the weeks after the incident, the Robertson family did not go back to their usual routine right away. They took their time and spent more time together. They talked about their children and allowed themselves to cry when they felt like it. Willie spent time with the younger kids, comforting them and listening to what they had to say. Not everyone who watched Duck Dynasty may have been affected by this tragedy, but it served as a reminder that even the happiest families can experience hardship. The tragedy highlighted the strong love within the Robertson family. For Willie Robertson, it was a life-changing moment that left a lasting impact on his heart. The family will always remember the loss of Bryn and Harrison. Their memory taught them to cherish their loved ones more, communicate with kindness, and love even stronger. While the accident caused great sorrow, it also revealed the resilience of family that stayed united. Willie Robertson had experienced many things, but nothing as heartbreaking and significant as this. But how did Willie handle the pressure that came with being a celebrity, and how did it change him? Willie Robertson struggles with public life. Willie Robertson from the TV show Duck Dynasty and his family felt the excitement of becoming famous. At the beginning, they were happy about the popularity from their reality show. They were liked by many people, but there were some unexpected problems that came with being famous. Willie started to see that being a celebrity had its difficulties. As his family became more famous, they had to deal with a lot of attention and criticism. The Robertson family faced a lot of hate and online bullying. Despite being famous, they struggled with the emotional toll of constantly being in the public spotlight. Dealing with criticism from strangers online and in the media was tough for them. They found it hard to handle the mean messages and comments, especially when people criticized everything they did. Willie was not happy about losing his privacy when he became famous. He used to have a private life before the show, but now he felt like too many people were watching him. He had to get used to the fact that his personal life was now public. With social media being so important, Willie became a target for rumors and gossip, which was tough for him. He had to deal with people making negative assumptions about him and his family, which added more stress to his life. One of the most debated moments in Willie's public life happened when he spoke at the 2016 Republican National Convention. He was asked to speak because of his conservative views, but his speech received a lot of criticism. Many were unhappy with his appearance, questioning his intentions and political beliefs. Willie found it difficult to deal with the negative reactions. He had wanted to promote unity, but instead, his speech caused more division. Despite the controversy, he stood by his beliefs. Even though he understood how hurtful the criticism could be, Willie and his family paid a steep price for becoming famous. The stress of being in the public eye negatively affected their emotional health. They discovered that constant exposure could result in misinterpretations and unwelcome scrutiny. Despite gaining wealth and fame from the show, they also faced a high level of hatred and criticism, which would be difficult for most people to handle. Willie shared that he had to learn to ignore negative opinions and concentrate on what was important to him, his family, his beliefs, and his business. Willie spoke about how the constant criticism he received made him doubt his choices. He admitted that he did not expect fame to be emotionally taxing for himself and his family. The constant attention from the media and the public made him feel confined. He realized that being a celebrity came with a downside of harsh judgment and invasion of privacy. Despite facing many difficulties, Willie stayed strong. He stated that he had found healthier ways to handle stress. As time went on, Willie recognized the significance of maintaining a balance and setting limits to safeguard his personal life. He was committed to not allowing negative emotions to outweigh the positive parts of his life. In the end, Willie Robertson faced both good and bad times while being famous. Being well-known came with difficulties, but it also helped him learn about courage, determination, and the significance of being authentic. Even though he faced negativity and harsh opinions, he decided to ignore them and concentrate on what was most important to him,